Welcome, everyone, to the Resilient, Wild, and Unstoppable interview series. Today, we get to chat with Lisa about what she does, what she's up to, and really add something new to this interview series because I think she brings a little different experience. So, Lisa, what is it that really got you onto the path that you are currently on in life and business and really, introduce yourself to the community and, speak to that.
Awesome. For first of all, thanks for having me. I live south of Madison, Wisconsin. And what got me on this path was I was in my early 40s and just was sick and tired of being sick and tired and tried a lot of different things. I didn't have a thyroid, so I was um, just always chasing things. I had it radioactively removed. For those of you who don't have one, you understand that you're fighting a battle that is never won because once you do it, you're always chasing a number that is normal. But all of that to say that I was doing hair at the time and I loved what I did, but I was just always hurting. I was having so many issues with my legs and just different things. And part of it was because I was really, really overweight, but I also was dealing with a ton of inflammation. But I didn't know what I didn't know at the time. So I had seen someone lose 100 pounds and I was like, what are you doing? Like I was 80 pounds heavier than I am now. And I was like, well, just tell me about it. And I was like, no, never mind. I'm not doing any programs. I just know I need to like see my doctor, chase another pill, possibly, whatever, because that's what I kept chasing. And they
Mhm.
kept trying to like help me. It was like fibromyalgia. I had different inflammatory things. And it was like, at the bottom line, it was all because of what I was eating or wasn't eating.
Wow.
Because doing hair, would go all day with not eat. And then I always say I came home and ate whatever didn't eat me first. So I started this program that I now coach for. And I would kept it a secret because I literally had dieted and told everyone and doing hair, you saw different people every 5 weeks. And they always came back to a fatter, heavier, like probably more inflamed Lisa because of like whatever attitude I was in at that time. So I moved forward and tried it. Since then, I've lost, like I said, 80 pounds. But the thing that blew my mind was the inflammation in my body. And then my mom is a type 2 diabetic. So she also had the best A1C she had had in 7 years. So it wasn't, yes, weight loss was a side effect. And that was like what I was chasing at the time. But what
Hmm.
I wasn't aware of is like all the other health benefits that were going to come from this. And so that's what I've chased becoming a coach now. And so I've helped literally thousands of people over the past 8 years. Had you told me I was going to be a health coach, I would have laughed you off the planet because I was anything but a health coach. And I like to say now, like, if, doing hair for so many years, because I did hair for almost 30 years, I had got to help a lot of people feel really great on the outside, but they were always be like, well, if I could, like this was like the biggest thing women did in front of the mirror. And sometimes it was because of their face being fuller or more inflamed or whatever. So a lot of people started asking what I was doing. And I was like, well, I'll talk to you about that at home because I wanted to be their hairdresser and their
Yeah.
health coach, two different. And since then, just the number of people that I've helped so much, like I'm right now helping a woman that she is like seriously just changing her life. She like diminishing her blood pressure meds, her blood sugar stuff is like stabilized, sleeping well. Um, so it 100% lights my soul on fire, helping people feel amazing.
That is, wow. That's incredible. It's like I get goosebumps when people talk about their own journey of inflammation and pain and struggle to, living this life of, oh my gosh, I can actually do things and I can, you know, really experience health that maybe wasn't there before.
Right. Well, and being a woman, like there's so many things that over, now entering my early 50s and menopause and all the hormonal changes that come with that, with the thyroid condition and, just the way our world is, I've had to like readjust and relook at, okay, what are my health goals now? And I think that that's what so many people want to start. They want to start, they want to lose weight, they want to get to that goal. And what
Hmm.
we really need to look at is what is our journey, our health line, not our lifeline, but like our health line. And the book Outlive by Peter Satia is like a book that has just changed my life in so many ways. And he talks about the Four Horsemen and how it really could be changed by treating, the foundation of why we have these problems and not just treating the symptoms. And those four horsemen are heart disease, type 2 diabetes, um, dementia, and cancer. And like when you think about all four of those, when someone dies, unless it's a car accident or, a freak accident of some sort, it's usually one of those things. And like my mom at the time had just been diagnosed with three of the four. And I was like, holy smokes, like I got to like clear some things up and do a lot of things. And so I was always chasing like a better, healthier version of me.
Hmm.
But and now I would say I'm looking at a version of Lisa that is really looking at long-term health and breaking up with that scale. So, one number for 2026 that I'm just going to continue to work on improving is my visceral fat, because your visceral fat around all your organs is what causes so much of that disease. And so, I'm excited because I know whether or not the scale, that little, red 3-digit number, moves a lot or a little, I can change things in my visceral fat by building strength and doing things that are going to help my cardiovascular and that sort of thing. And that to me is what matters, right? Like we
Yeah,
sometimes we're chasing a size, sometimes we're chasing a number on a scale, but all for what reason in the end?
right. Yes. I used to chase the number. Now I'm looking at the weights more.
Right. And you feel better because you feel more energetic. You feel more, that's something too. Like, yeah, it hurts at first, but what do they say? Nothing worth doing is easy, or like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just mutilated that one, but
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it goes. So if we look at, if we notice that we're at the end of 2025, what are three tips that you would give people that are, looking at 2026 as their starting point for getting healthy, for making health changes?
it's a great question. First of all, I am blown away by how many people do not drink water. Like, or enough water. Let me say that.
Hmm.
Yes, soda has water in it, tea has water in it, but start small. Are you drinking 64 to 80 ounces of water? They'll end. Like that would be a huge benefit. Your body needs so much water in a day.
Hmm.
Someone told me if you don't drink enough water, it's like washing your dishes over and over in the same dirty water. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. Like your body needs that to cleanse all the stuff you're putting in it, all the, even what you're breathing in. So drink some water. Um, Check yourself. Like, don't just look at that number on the scale. Like, don't ignore your body. Like, check yourself. So if your fingers feel super tight, if you feel like really heavy, if some of those things are signs of metabolic dysfunction, like your blood sugar, your blood pressure, um, different things are off. Are you moving your body? Are you getting enough steps? What could you start with? Because that's what we want to work on is like, if you've never read the book, The Atomic Habits, I suggest that because you want to just start like, what are you doing every single day? Like for me, there was no way I was skipping my coffee, but I did not need as much creamer. So adding a protein shake to it and getting on that, it, kind of helped me. But I also wouldn't eat breakfast all the time. And so that was like, but I didn't skip the coffee, right? So I was like dumping sugar with all the creamer and spiking my blood sugar. So, really look at where you're at and like what are some changes that first of all you are willing to commit to and that need to be changed, right? Because sometimes people are like, oh, I'm gonna, quit eating, I'm gonna eat salad and chicken, and I'm gonna exercise every day. Well, by the third of the year, you have shin
Yeah,
splints, you're tired, you feel like crud, and you're really, really sore. So you didn't take any habit and like add to your life, you just exploded it. And then you had that all or nothing, which was 100% me. I called it perfection paralysis. So if I didn't do it perfect, I just didn't do it. Well, that serves no one. So
right.
think about what you can do every day in 2026. And maybe water's your thing. Can you go 30 days getting the amount of water you need?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, water is such a big thing. And so many of the people that I talk to that struggle with the water, when it seems to be, because I'm older, so it might be those that are older, they're like, but I never drank water. Why should I start now? Or it just doesn't taste good. And so it's
Yeah.
like, it's figuring out how can you really create a healthy habit and enjoy it at the same time and go, oh, I gotta drink the water. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Or some people are like, I only like room temperature. I only like ice cold. You know what? It doesn't matter. Just get some water in your life. Like squeeze a lime in it, squeeze a lemon in it. There's a million ways to like kind of add things to it that aren't going to take away from the benefits of water.
yeah.
Coffee, yeah, there's water in it, but yeah.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of creamer, so that was interesting to hear that. And as far as water, I put electrolytes in mine. So, and electrolytes have flavor. Um, so that's how I up my water intake.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So anything else that would be beneficial to our community that you want to speak about as we come towards the end of this interview?
Well, first of all, I truly believe that having a coach or someone as an accountability partner in changing your habits, whether it's business, health, exercise,
Mhm.
whatever, having that accountability. So maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a co-working partner, that is huge. So find someone who's going to hold you accountable, not say, oh, that's okay. I always tell my clients that I am going to be a coach and not always a cheerleader. And, the cheerleader has to get louder when the team's losing, right?
Yeah.
And so when you're losing and you're not doing what you said you were going to do, my job isn't to get louder. My job is to remind you of why we started together and how I can help you. So really look to someone who's going to hold you truly accountable for
Mhm.
your goals because sometimes we don't have enough faith in ourselves. And so I always tell my clients, lean on me, borrow my faith in you because I know that by changing these habits, it's going to make the biggest difference in your life. So accountability would be a big, big thing. Reach out to me if you have any questions or what that would look like. Um, but yeah, and I think there's so much magic in having that accountability, even a co-work, working from home. I love to have co-working hours on Zoom. Nothing special about it, but it gets a little lonely in the office, right?
Right. Yes. Yes. I totally relate to accountability. I have an accountability buddy even for business,
Mhm.
and we meet and chat weekly and daily. So powerful. Thank you so much, Lisa. This has been so much fun. I'm so glad that we did this interview because it's going to benefit so many as we transition from 2025 to 2026, and everybody's starts looking at what are those new habits that they want to create.
I
So
love
this is
it.
powerful.
Yes. Well, thank you so much.